COVID times?
Yeah, things are interesting, obviously. We've all just been trying to stay productive in a sense because although obviously in our industry, a lot of things have been halted, so we're just trying to find other hobbies and advance our talents, I guess. At least my family. That's like all we've been doing.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Unique, so thank you for talking with us on Where's the Buzz.
Yeah.
And well, everyone's here now. No, so are you in LA or are you guys were you from Wisconsin?
I'm originally from Wisconsin, but in LA now. I've lived in LA for 12 years now. So
you're a resident. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, where you said how is everything with your family? Like everyone's there in LA with you?
Yeah, well, yeah, actually everyone is. It's weird because my dad used to live in Wisconsin for a while. While we were out here, my mom came out here with my younger brother 12 years ago, obviously. And my dad was still there because my parents are divorced, so he didn't feel a need to come out here until this year, actually, right before COVID happened. Bad because now he's stuck in his house here. But we're all here now, all play.
That is amazing. So I recently read an essay that you penned, well, and it was for Backstage, which I thought was like a good essay. You basically spoke about how taking time away from the business was what you needed, and how it took you 10 years. So they like your first on-air role that aired.
Yeah.
So, can you talk
yeah,
more?
it was such a weird process. I mean, I moved out here when I was so young that when you're younger and you're in this industry, I think it's a lot easier to, take rejection. Just because you're still a kid and you still have that like fun, loving view on everything and nothing seems, detrimental. And then as you get older, things start to kind of affect you. And more recently in my career, not like now, but right before actually, I had lost a couple of pilots that season. And it was like just my last straw. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like it keeps being, not even that it was a no, it was always like you weren't right for a certain project. And I mean, obviously you do that in this industry because that's the reality. It'll always be the reality. It's always going to be projects that are right for you and projects that aren't. But 10 years is a long time, and it can be stressful and discouraging. And, thankfully I did get a project that was just so perfect for me, and I am so blessed and happy to be on it. But yeah, it took a while. It took a long time. And it was kind of the same for my brother too. I mean, we'd done like commercials and things and just, little acting things in between all of that, but nothing like this for me.
I remember you said like one of the most heartbreaking things was the studio telling you like you weren't Black enough to play a child to African American, and I thought that was crazy because
that one has been always something I've heard growing up, especially since mixed families haven't really been shown on television until quite recently. And so beginning half or three-quarters career, it was always either a fully African American family or a fully white family. And I obviously can't play a white person, so I would be only going for African American roles. There would be roles where it was like they didn't know what they were looking for, but the parents would be Caucasian, and I obviously wasn't going to fit that, or the parents would be fully African American, and I never really fit that either. And I had gotten a couple of times, even on a pilot, one of those pilots that I had lost. The reason I had lost it was because I was too light to play a mixed child. Like, I wasn't mixed enough, even though I am mixed. So I wasn't mixed enough to play a mixed child. And then one of my friends who was also mixed actually booked the role. But she just looked, I guess, more like the family. So it was like kind of a hard thing for me because in that sense, it wasn't really about my acting. It had become more about me as a person. And I mean, that's like just, that's kind of where it started to affect. Oh my God. It started to affect me a little bit more. I'm sorry, my brother just, but yeah, that was like kind of the hardest thing to hear for me because you put all of your hard work into, you know, creating your craft and being good at what you do. And then it comes down to the fact that you're not whatever enough, even though you are. Like, it's just strange. That's the industry. I mean, the industry has been doing that for years. They've been casting Scarlett Johansson to play every race ever. So we all know.
No, because I was going to ask, like, how do you stay positive and, like, navigating that? Because a lot of people become discouraged and they'll just quit.
Yeah, I would say it's, for me, been just reminding myself that it's not like a personal attack against me, even though sometimes I feel that. And I try and believe that the universe has some sort of a plan for me. And when I don't book something, I usually just try to accept that, you know, it wasn't right for me. It wasn't where I was meant to go. It wasn't where I was headed in my life journey, I guess. And also having a family that's, you know, pretty in the industry or pretty just involved in the industry really helps because they comprehend it and they understand it and they're very encouraging and always want me to continue and keep going. And that's like just the best thing I could ask for, because sometimes, like, if it's just me alone, I'm like, oh, I just want to, like, I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to stop acting, get out of this, go to Mexico somewhere and just leave. And my mom and my brother are like, no, let's like continue this. That'll pass. Like, everything takes time. All the pain is temporary. Things happen for a reason, which is what I've tried to learn and tell myself.
And it definitely did, because you did land a dream role for yourself. And
yeah,
congrats on, like, the, what was it, NAACP Image Award win that you got. Congratulations. Yeah, so what other doors opened since you landed that role for you?
I would say I wouldn't say that Family Reunion necessarily opened a door for singing with me, but it did allow me to start working on that, in the sense that I had always put acting first in my head, and once I had accomplished that, in a sense, or once I had that, you know, under control, or headed somewhere with the show, I felt more like free to start thinking about singing as like a passion I wanted to actually give other people and show other people, because for so long it had been just, you know, I loved to sing, and I used to do a lot of like musicals and stuff, and I did go on tour with Andrea Bocelli when I was younger, but after that it kind of like became like a like hobby instead of like a career, I guess, even though I never look at it as a career, because it's really more of a passion that I get to share with people. But I would say booking Family Reunion definitely allowed me to feel like I could take a little bit of myself away from my whole acting journey and focus on singing, especially with the quarantine happening and the acting portion of my life being
on pause.
Stopped, yeah, on pause. That I've had just so much time and so much like energy to really do music. And it's like really actually feels good to like finally be able to focus on that, because for so long I didn't really get to do that.
Let's talk about the 2 songs you put out. You have, did you rename one of them? Because I saw 5. And
So I released Complicated 2, which was another one I released like not too long ago, but I actually took that one off of everything because it wasn't a direction I wanted to go in. And neither is 5-5, but 5-5 is kind of like a promo piece in a sense. It was like a TikTok song that I made, more specifically for TikTok. But the song I just released, Piece of Me, is more in the direction of where I'll be headed with my music in the future and like continuing into the future. And then past songs I've been working on for my EP and a couple singles, they're like spot on to where I want my musical career going, and a little more pop rock indie. That's where I'm headed these days, and hopefully forever. Hopefully this is where I stay. But yeah, Piece of Me was kind of one of the first songs that I really like got connected with. I wrote that song, and it's really personal to me because I wrote in a really hard time. I was going through I don't know if I'd even call it a breakup because I don't even know what it was to begin with, but I was going through something with a person, and yeah, entanglement type thing. And we kind of had ended things, even though I went back to him for a second there. We had ended things, and I wrote that song in a moment of pain. And it was really good for me to get everything I wanted to say off my chest, and I really used it as therapy. And listening to that song, it's so like refreshing, I guess, because it's everything I want to hear in a song. You know, when you listen to a song and it's like, oh my God, like they're saying, like every time I listen to SZA, I'm always like the whole Control album.
In my head.
Yeah, I'm like, this girl knows what I'm going through. Like, how does she know that? And so whenever I create music, I always create music, I guess, for myself first, or people who think like me first, and then everybody, obviously. But I do it because I want somebody to listen to my music and feel that way and be like, oh my gosh, she's saying exactly what I'm thinking. Like, yes, I'm not alone in this. This is not something that I just have to suffer through on my own. And I think that like is something that's really helped me, or pushed me to like really want to do music, because ever since I started doing it and hearing feedback from my fans and just people in general, it's been like really exciting and cool to see everybody else's perspective on my own perspective of things, you know?
Yeah, so I was going to ask, like, what has the response been like for you?
It's been really good. With 5-5, when I first released 5-5, a lot of people really liked that. Even I like the song. I think it's cute. It's funny. It's quirky and pop, I guess. Although it's not necessarily where I want to continue, but everybody really liked it, and there's a bunch of dances on TikTok that people made, and people are really enjoying doing that. And I love going on TikTok and just looking like at the videos, the sound, all the people who do it. It's so cute and encouraging. It makes me want to like continue to do that because people are enjoying it, and I'm seeing people enjoy it, and it's really helpful. It's helpful for me to like see that stuff, because sometimes you just want to, you feel like, is anyone even listening? Like, do they even care? And they do, thankfully. So
it's so amazing when like you create something, you put it out there, and you're hoping the world sees it.
Yeah.
And if one person says, oh my God, this means so much to me, it's just like, yes, I'm so excited.
Everything to me.
So I want to know, because I saw it was an interview you did like 10 months ago on Fox, where you were talking about Lyme disease.
Yeah.
And you were diagnosed a few years ago. How has that been during this time, like with COVID and everything that's happening? How has that been?
Ever asked me that question, but yeah, it's been difficult because my whole family has to like go to the doctors pretty much every week for blood tests and IVs and whatnot. And for a while when this thing started, there was anything open, and going into that was dangerous. Like even going to the doctor's office was dangerous, especially since we're low immune. Me and my mom are low immune, so we are more susceptible to COVID and all the strains of COVID that have popped up. But yeah, it's made things a little more difficult. Things have slowly started to get back to normal, I guess, even though my life is not really normal in that sense. I don't really think everybody goes to the doctor every week to get IVs, but and it also made things just more stressful, even like ordering food when this first happened, going to the grocery store. Thankfully, there are a lot of stores that have the low immune like days where you can go in early when not a lot of people are there, and my mom would always do that. She wouldn't want me to go just because it was better to just have one person do it. Even ordering like having mail, we'd always have to like wipe everything down, because I've had a couple of friends who have had COVID and they've had no symptoms and just kind of floated right past it, yeah. Which I know would not be a problem for me and my mom, for sure not. And so we had to just be extra precautious with everything because of these diseases. Because we've, stayed safe, thankfully.
Oh, thank God. Because I have a few like family members that they're like on high alert with everything that's happening with COVID. And it's scary because you can't do the things, or you can't really be around certain people that you want to be around.
Yeah. And we don't know how long this is going to last either. So this seems like it's going to be, at least my reality and my mom's reality for a while. Which sucks, but you get used to it. I'm used to it by now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been almost like 6 months. Like,
yeah.
Like good now.
2020. This is 2020.
For real. So, when you booked a family reunion, what was your immediate reaction?
I cried. I cried in the car. It was like scream, laugh, crying. I was actually still on the phone with my agent and my manager at the time, and my attorney. And they had called me and told me I booked it. And I was still on the phone with him. I just bursted into tears and started screaming. And we were literally 5 minutes away from where I had tested out. We had just left. And normally at least I'd never experienced a test that you knew the outcome so fast. It usually took a week or so. You'll know by next Monday if you get it or whatever, in contracts and blah, blah, blah. But this was so fast. And so when they called me, I genuinely didn't think they were going to say, I booked it. Not because I didn't think I did a good job, but because I didn't think I would know yet. And then they did. And so I guess I was, in shock. I was kind of, very shocked. And me and my mom drove to our favorite restaurant, our Lucky restaurant, which is by my house now. But it was that whole day feels like a dream to me, because it was so I had this euphoric feeling, because it was finally my passion, somebody was gonna see all the work I'd done, and somebody had seen and taken a chance on me, and it was the most amazing thing ever. And then I ended up booking a commercial that same day with my best friend. Me and my best friend had auditioned for a commercial together for Pantene, and we ended up booking that too. So it was a crazy day, a really great day for me, at least. I don't know what I was doing that day.
I was gonna have you and the cast all been keeping in contact via Zoom and all that.
When we first stopped filming, because we got cut off because of COVID and everything, we were in the middle of filming when this happened, and we all did weekly Zoom calls for a while when we thought this wasn't lasting super long, and then it started lasting long, and everyone kind of went into their COVID depression, and we all just stopped talking to anyone ever. But we would still text each other and be hey, you guys doing well? Are you guys good? What's up? We just stopped Zooming all the time because we stopped doing makeup. We stopped doing our hair. We looked gross. Like, nobody wanted to be seen by anybody. I room 27. But we still text, and we all have group chats, and, you know, stay in touch on social media. I went by Tia's house the other day to grab some stuff she had for me. She had some vitamins for me. So we all see each other sometimes. The kids see each other a lot more recently, because they all, you know, hang out together and they know they're not going to contaminate each other, I guess. And yeah, we're just all looking forward to being back on set together. We all just want to get back to work, do something other than be in this house.
I know, like, ooh, it's so easy to lose your mind sitting in your house all day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few questions from the people watching. And one person wants to know, what is your zodiac sign?
My zodiac sign. Okay. My zodiac sign is Virgo.
Okay.
I don't know. Some people say it's like the worst. I think it's probably the best sign ever. But I mean, I'm biased, I guess. I just think it's so funny and like fun, but also have our shit together. So we like keep things, you know, intact. We got things going on. But at the same time, we know how to have fun. I'm also not a Virgo, because Virgos are like neat and like very clean and stuff like that. And I'm like not like that at all.
Oh, that's probably, you have to figure out what your, like, was it your moon sign and rising sign is? And that
sign is Capricorn, and my rising is Aquarius. If anybody knows any of that stuff and they want to look it up and see what type of person I am. Have fun.
And hold on. This is hard. So who's your favorite person on family reunion?
I'm gonna say somebody who's like very similar, kind of like favorite person, because I love them all equally. But somebody who very similar to me, I would say Anthony. Me and Anthony just like have a very similar sense of humor. Me and Tia do too, though. Me and Tia are so similar. Like, we are so similar in like a lot of aspects in our life, not even just like personality wise. So we always have so much to talk about. We're always like sharing recipes and bringing each other gluten-free stuff on set, and smoothies and fruit. And I love Tia. Tia is the best. She's so fun. She's so fun, and she's so motherly and warm and comforting. She's the best.
That is super amazing. OMG. And
I know you have to like scroll through the thing. It's like,
I know.
Every time I'm like scrolling through.
Okay.
So
yeah, to know what's your favorite thing to do.
What is the thing to do? It's definitely changed since COVID, because I can't do a lot of things anymore. I'm gonna be super basic and be like hanging out with my friends, because I genuinely miss that. Like, I really only see like I've only seen a few people within the last COVID thing, just because I can literally only see people I know aren't seeing like other people. It's like, I don't want to die, and I don't want my mom to die. So I just miss being out, going to like dinner with my friends. That was like great. I miss that. I miss horseback riding. I that was one thing I really, really used to love to do, and I haven't done that in a while. And since I've been inside for so long, all I want to do is be outside. So that seems like something I would say. Horseback riding is something I really like to do that I haven't done in a while. Long time.
Yeah. I would say, like, you never realize how much you long to be outside, or outside activities you just want to do in general after being stuck in the house.
Yeah.
For weeks.
Especially, it's so weird to not be outside all the time. And I like the beach and parks and whatnot. Although I do go to a lot of parks, since it's like literally all I can do.
That's why there's so many picnics. Like,
yeah,
has started
all the time.
I'll take one more question. Let's see. So, okay, I can't. The rest of them are like someone. No. Yeah, like
some of them are. Somebody asked how tall I was. I can answer that.
Okay.
I'm 5'2".
Oh, you're like height.
Yeah, short. But that's not. I feel like 5'2" is actually like more of an average height these days.
Yes, it is. Like 5'3" is like average height.
Yeah, I'm average.
Thank you so much for talking with us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's fun.
I hope you enjoy your day and the rest of this quarantine season.
Yeah, right? Thank you. You too. And stay safe. Everybody is live.
And also, any further information on like when your EP is coming out or...
Yeah, I'm gonna release a bunch of new singles within these next couple of months, and I'm thinking my EP will be released at the end of the year, just because I kind of want, and I don't really know where COVID is going and everything, but I kind of want my EP to be out when people can also be, so people can enjoy it in a social setting, I guess. So I'm thinking the end of the year my EP will be out, but I'm gonna releasing some singles. Bunch of singles these next couple of months, so lots of music.
Well, thank you for talking with us, and I hope you have an amazing day.
You too. Everybody be safe.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Where is the buzz? Where is the buzz? You said was mine.